Good morning, and welcome to video number 13 of me growing out my beard, and probably the last video of me going with the caveman look, because we've made it all the way through No Shave November, so I think I'll touch it up for the next video. I don't know, we'll see. Previously on this channel, we have reviewed the 40 essential rudiments and also the tenor essential rudiments. And today we're going above and beyond with the hybrid rudiments. But there are hundreds of these hybrid rudiments, probably thousands of these hybrid rudiments, but we're just gonna go off of the Vic Firth education page, the hybrid rudiments here, and I definitely appreciate how each of these rudiments has a person associated with it. So there are 54 different rudiments on this page, although we're not gonna get through all of them in this video, but compose a comment if you would like to see a part 2 of me analyzing more of these rudiments. Before we get into the rudiments, make sure that you click that subscribe button, ring that Liberty Bell, and click that like button. I'm currently the third most subscribed EMC channel, and when I become number 1, I will make a very special video. Okay, let's get hybrid. That lick sounded pretty good, didn't it? Well, that's partially thanks to all of these acoustic foam panels I have lined across the entire room. And if you're looking for a holiday gift for any musician, I highly recommend getting the Donner acoustic panels. These foam panels come neatly wrapped in packages of 12. They are very simple to install. All you have to do is open the package and let them sit out for 24 hours and expand. Or if you're in a hurry, you can rinse it with water, dry it off, and then let it expand that way. Each pack of 12 foam panels comes with 72 little square stickies. That way you have 6 stickies for each foam panel, which will keep it from falling off of the wall. As you can hear in those examples, the acoustic panels around the room make the sound much drier, and you can easily hear every single note that I am playing. Acoustic foam panels are a must-have for any musician practicing in a small space, especially if you're trying to make videos of you playing there, because you can clearly hear how much better it sounds. The Donner foam panels are an excellent quality product. You can see here, compared to some other product I bought in the past, the Donner foam expands quite a lot more than this other brand, so that means it's going to do a better job of controlling the sound. Follow the link in the description and use the coupon code EMC for up to 15% off of all products from Donner. This rudiment is kind of interesting, okay? The blurs is the exact same sticking as the double paradiddle. The only difference is all the visuals that are added in, which makes it kind of like the cooler, more good-looking younger brother to the double paradiddle. This definitely looks really cool and is really fun to play, and I appreciate visuals just as much as the next guy, but I don't think they're really necessary in being in a rudiment. So the blurs is going to be put in D tier. This is an extremely difficult rudiment. Jeff Queen, you are really challenging us here. When I'm learning a new rudiment, sometimes I like to isolate what each hand is doing. So as you can see here, the skill set being used is a triple beat, but the accent is on the second of the triple beats. And this is a very hard thing to do, and it's honestly kind of awkward and a little bit uncomfortable, but it's pretty impressive if you're able to do it cleanly. Which is exactly how I feel about this rudiment. It's really difficult, pretty awkward and uncomfortable, but impressive if you can do it clean. Which is why the inverts move the accent will get a C tier. The deviled egg, the cousin to the egg beater, which we'll get to that in a little bit. I actually really like this rudiment. I think it is a great exercise in stick control at the slower tempo, and an even better exercise in raw chops at the faster tempo. Transitioning from triple strokes to double stroke rolls are a very tricky skill set, and I think this is a great rudiment to practice that skill. Deviled egg gets A tier. The tachetta is a very tricky rudiment. Getting that grace note coming out of the accent, that is a very difficult skill. This is a rudiment that I am pretty sure that most people play incorrectly. It is a whole heck of a lot more comfortable to flip the sticking on every single flam. And this will sound exactly the same and look just about exactly the same, so I think this is a mistake that goes unnoticed. So if you think that you're playing this rudiment correctly, I demand that you slow it down and make sure you're doing the flam on the correct hand. Overall, I say this is a decent rudiment. I will give it a B tier. Now that I'm listening to these back and giving commentary over them, I am realizing that I slurred the crap out of this rhythm. Yeah, I'm doing sort of like this fivelet thing instead of what's written. And these are almost the same, but the fivelet is kind of cooler and easier. But we're not going off of what I like better, we're going off of what Danny Raymond likes. And I do like this rudiment. I think it feels really cool coming out of that flam tap into the single stroke 5. But I don't like this rhythm, okay? I think it would be really, really hard and obnoxious to clean as a full drum line, and it would end up getting changed to this fivelet thing most likely. So therefore, Twisted Sisters gets a C tier. The 2 Charles is the beefed up variation of the tachetta. These rudiments have the same skeleton, but the 2 Charles adds diddles on the second and third partials. So it's all the same skill sets as the tachetta, but, you know, way harder. Bill Bachman is making us work for this one. This is another very solid, very difficult rudiment. I will give this a B tier. This is another great one for practicing stick control at the slower tempo and raw chops at the faster tempo. I've always referred to these as double paradiddle diddles because it's basically exactly that, just paradiddle diddle with an extra little thingy. But well, potato, whatever, it doesn't matter what it's called, it's still the same thing. It's also common to see the sticking pushed back at 8th note, so beat of single, beat of doubles, but it's all the same thing either way. Dr. Rion is a solid rudiment, I give it an A tier. This is a true test of chops right here. Pete Sapadin is giving us the ultimate workout. When you break down each hand individually, you see that it is 5 notes in a row with the last note being an accent. And that is insanely difficult to control all those notes and whip up for the last one. But it is incredibly impressive if you can pull it off well at a fast tempo. Cha-cha-chas are another good one, I will give it a B tier. Egg beaters are so freaking common in marching percussion. I'm honestly surprised that this is not on the 40 standard rudiments, because I must have played at least 10,000 of these in my career. Egg beaters are a great practice in stick control and in chops, triple stroke roll to double stroke roll, very difficult. And it is always impressive to see a full drumline playing these well. The egg beater will be our very first S-tier hybrid rudiment. Ah yes, the inverted flam 5. Because you're taking a regular flam 5, you're doing the inverted 5-stroke roll sticking, and also moving the grace note to the second partial to invert it a second time. And I'm starting to realize that a lot of these hybrid rudiments have this in common, the grace note right after an accent on the same hand. That is very, very challenging. Don't underestimate the power of the grace note, it'll get you every time. Inverted flam taps are another solid and choppy rudiment, it will get B tier. And once again, we have a rudiment working on the skill of playing a grace note right after an accent. Although this one does have a diddle in there, so that makes it a little more unique. But just like all the other ones, it's pretty solidly okay. B tier. This might very well be the most underestimated rudiment on the entire list. These single backs are really hard to play consistently at a faster tempo, and it's also a pretty close rhythm to the Herta, which is my favorite rudiment in the world. But it is quite impressive to see a line play these up to speed. Overall, this is a great rudiment. I will give it an A tier. Excellent rudimental writing there, Zach. Ah yes, the sphincter flams, named after how tight your butthole's gonna get while you try to work on this. Yeah, this is a true test of chops at the quicker tempo, and even at a slower tempo, this rudiment is great in working on your flam consistency. If you can play this clean at a fast tempo, then you're gonna win. I don't care what you're doing, you're going to win, because these are very, very difficult. So naturally, this rudiment will get S tier. I would expect nothing less from myself. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, make sure that you click that subscribe button, ring that Liberty bell, and click that like button. Thank you to everyone who supports me on Patreon. If you are able to, please consider going over there and making a donation. It helps the channel a lot. And also consider buying a custom t-shirt, such as this one. I will leave that link in the description. And have a good morning.